What's up, everybody? Extra here once again with the third episode of Totally Sick Bioshock 2 Edition. This time we're in Ryan Amusements. This level is basically like a amusement park slash indoctrination center where customers are taking on this little like Disneyland, It's a Small World After All type ride where you're basically bombarded with Ryan's philosophies and it's propaganda basically. So the basic gist of this level is that that little thing was frozen over with Incinerate, so we have to go find Incinerate and then melt the ice and then we can proceed. The only thing that kind of sucks about this level is that instead of just giving you Incinerate, you have to buy it, so I'm forced to waste some of the Atom that I collect in this level on Incinerate, and I'll basically never use it again. Also, this level takes me a little longer than I would have liked, just because I have to scrounge through everything for like potato chips and candy bars and basically enough money so that I can constantly supply myself with drill fuel and first aid kits. That Power to the People station I just went to, I got the first of the drill upgrades, the side augers. They basically increase all of the damage that you do, both when you're drilling and with the melee swing. So that's pretty nice. Basically, you just had to come down here so that you could get a ticket to enter the area proper. Also, this is where we will start gathering Atom, obviously, since we need Atom to buy Incinerate. And this is the first time that you will actually fight a Big Sister and a Big Daddy. The Big Daddy that's in this level is a bouncer. So, get past all these guys, don't worry about them. This is also where we get our first tonic. This is Sports Boost. Now, it does make you move faster, like in the first game, but unfortunately it does not make your melee any faster, so it's kind of pointless. But we equip it anyway, just so we can move a little quicker. It's more money. And then we'll go through this door, kill this splicer, and pick up our next tonic, which will be very helpful. It's the first drill power, which also increases the drill damage, so we basically just got double the drill power in, less than 5 minutes. Except you can't really pick it up until Eleanor is done talking to you. And then just through the door up ahead is where we will fight the first Big Daddy. Now, in the later levels, when you encounter little sisters, you can choose to harvest them, or to rescue them, or you can choose to do, in this game, what's called adoption, where you pick them up and sort of carry them around to specific bodies that have Atom on them, and let them gather Atom while you defend them from waves of splicers. Now, in this level, you have to do the gathering, but in the other levels, you can choose not to. Basically, in order to beat this bouncer, I just found this little area of debris where he can't seem to get to me, but I can attack him. Now, he can still hurt me, so I have to like back up every once in a while so that he can't actually swing and hit me. Luckily, since you're also a Big Daddy, you're about as powerful as they are, so fighting them doesn't take nearly as long as it did in the first game, where I have to, hit him like 180 times. Plus, they usually have a bunch of good loot, so even if you use first aid kits or drill fuel on them, you'll basically break even, at least. So, since you can also adopt little sisters to gather Atom from different places, they pared down the little sisters, so now there are not 21, there are only 12. Except that if you choose to go the full adoption route and then harvest them, you get 160 from harvesting them, plus 80 for the total, so that's quite a bit more. So we'll jump down here, go to this corpse, and then you set her down, and then I basically just wander around the corner and hack most of the machines that are in the area so I can prepare.
That is a child of the family, not a toy.
And then destroy the first first aid station.
It is fitting that you
So now while she's gathering, splicers will come and just sort of attack you. And you just sort of defend her. She can't actually die, so if they start attacking her, all that will happen is the gathering process will stop. So really, you can sort of let them attack her if you want. It's not imperative that you stop them, because there are only a certain amount of splicers anyway. So we'll just kill all these guys. And then the door that's to my right will eventually burst open, and a bunch of guys will rush out of there too. A couple lead head splicers. So once that's done, I go in here, kill these guys, then pick her back up to move her to the next body, and then basically just loot all the corpses that I just took out.
Now you know the stakes, son. But a plasmid costs a bit more atom yet. Keep it up.
So, empty all the lockboxes. Grab some more first aid kits. Also, I said in an earlier video that they made it so that you can't hold as many first aid kits. I believe that they pretty much remedied that by making it so that one first aid kit is a full heal, so it's not as detrimental. Go up here, then dodge to the left so that this thing runs over this guy, and that you don't get hit, because it'll almost kill you. So this is where we get into the actual, like, Disneyland-style ride part, where you'll see all these little exhibits of Ryan contrasting life in Rapture versus life on the surface with the parasites. Now, obviously, since I want all of my Atom straight away, so that'll make the game easier, I'm going to go the harvest route. So the next the next body that you have to harvest is just around the corner here. So kill this guy and then kill this turret. I'm not sure why that swing didn't hit that guy, but whatever. If you see me take a little longer than I should have when I'm hacking stuff, it's because with FRAPS running, sometimes the frame rate would dip at unexpected times, and I didn't want to accidentally hit one of the red areas and sick a bunch of security bots on myself. Although if you do that, you can just try to hack the thing again, and if you're successful, the alarm will stop. You don't need to go find like a bot shutdown machine or anything. So now we're going to start the second gather. I basically try to keep myself at the back of the room so that splicers will see her first and run in and attack her, and then I can ambush them. Plus it keeps me relatively safe from leadhead splicers. In this gather, there are more leadhead splicers than there are thuggish ones. Also, I just noticed while I was watching this video to do the commentary, but it looks like the little sister is stabbing the Atom corpse in the crotch with her Atom needle. So I guess that's where Atom is located on the body. Yep, she's stabbing him right in the junk. So, kill more of these guys. Most of this level is basically just a setup, like I said, for later levels, so that I have enough money and first aid kits so that I can continuously supply myself with drill fuel, because the drill, as I mentioned earlier, is very expensive. Alright, so these chumps are all dead. Go pick up the little sister again.
You'll have to take care of that little sister.
Now, in later levels, once she's harvested the second corpse, you can just harvest her right then, and you'll get all the Atom that she just got, plus the Atom you'll get from harvesting her, but in this level you have to take her to a vent first. So, this game is nothing if not persistent that you follow its orders. It kind of railroads you everywhere, which I guess is appropriate for this level. more money and other random stuff. Then I'll go down into this little bottom area and get some more first aid kits and drill fuel. That splicer sort of started like breakdancing when I killed her, when she ragdollized.
Now, Tannenbaum would have you turn that sister human again. You'll get just enough atom for our purposes, and the girls will likely try to repay you.
Up ahead is where I'll get the second drill upgrade. But right now I basically have to go put the little sister back in her vent, or well, I don't really since I harvest her, but you have to take her to a vent at least.
Is gravy. Think about it. Down here, it's your survival or hers.
So you go down here, this is where her vent is, then we'll be able to get rid of her, and then we'll have a whole bunch of atom that we can buy stuff with. Luckily, I just randomly happen to get some more drill fuel out of that, so I don't need to buy as much. So we harvest the little sister, take all of her atom.
Son. That's all it was. You have more than enough atom now. Head to the Hall of the Future and splice up with Incinerate.
And then, of course, when we do that, a bunch of splicers spawn in the area upstairs, so we have to fight our way back through them. I'm trying to grab that first aid kit that's down there so that I can take it with me, since I can't actually carry anymore. So we go up here, and then there's a bunch of splicers up here that you have to pick through. Yeah, as you just saw there, that's one of the good things about the drill, is when you start boring into someone, they stop whatever it is that they were doing because it sort of stun locks them. So you can get enemies to sort of reset their AI if you just bore into them, which I will use when I fight the big sister. Alright, gotta go back in here and grab my first aid kit. And then we'll return to the main area and go by Incinerate. And then there's a scripted sequence where you're forced to fight a big sister. Normally big sisters appear after you've harvested or dealt with basically the last little sister in any area. Since there's only one, obviously, we get her right away. The second power to the people station, I get the second drill upgrade, which is the lubricating nozzle fuel efficiency, which basically means that it decreases the rate at which your drill consumes fuel. So now we're about to go fight the big sister, who I mentioned earlier. She's basically like an armored spider splicer, but she's actually even more than that. She's pretty much like the most difficult enemy to fight in this game, especially with just the drill, since she doesn't really give you a fair fight at all. She's way faster than you. She has a number of attacks that are really powerful. She has a shoulder charge, similar to like the bouncers. She can melee you, of course, if you get too close. She can throw fireballs at you like a Houdini splicer. She has this telekinetic attack where she picks up all the random debris in the level and just like chucks it at you. She has this sort of triangle homing jump kick where she'll jump at a wall and then jump off of it. And if she hits you, it does damage and does like a knockback effect. And then it also has this area of effect knockback where even if she doesn't hit you, it still sort of staggers you and does mild damage. And then she also has this attack where if there's a splicer in the area, she'll like telekinetically grab him and impale him on her needle by bringing him towards her, and then start draining the health out of the splicer. So it gets her health back. It leaves her vulnerable, but obviously you want to stop her from doing that as soon as possible. So we'll go in here, we'll buy a health upgrade and Incinerate. And then there's another Gatherer's Garden machine in a frozen over room that we will go and get Armored Shell from. So we cut off smug Mrs. What's-Her-Face and buy all of our cool shit. So now that that's done, we've got Incinerate, and we can go melt the ice in that area. But first, we're forced to fight a big sister. So we'll destroy this turret, then go to that vending machine over there and gather our supplies. Basically, the way that you fight them, effectively, at least with the drill, since you're going to fight them at close range anyway, you'll want to box them into an area that doesn't allow her to use about 90% of her repertoire. Since she's way more agile than you, she can kind of just like jump around and chuck fireballs and other random stuff at you, and you can't really do anything about it. So I just lead her down a hallway where her only options are really just melee attacks and fireballs. Her fireballs, she usually throws about 3 or 4 of them, and you can stop her from doing them by forcing her to do that little shove back melee attack that does no damage. And you do that just by boring into her. As you can see, they're pretty quick, but they don't have very much health. So continuous drilling does quite a bit of damage. Did not know who she was fucking with. They also have Adam on them, so that's pretty nice. They have 40 Adam apiece. Man, look at the balls on that splicer. Like, he literally just watched me go toe-to-toe with a big sister, and he was like, meh, I could probably take him. But that's why they call me the drill sergeant. Probably. I don't know. Anyway, we go back to the Atlantic Express train station, or this little section, and then melt the ice. And then go into the control booth and activate the train again, after we miss with Incinerate once. And Sinclair comes out of wherever it is he was hiding from, and he jumps on the train.
Just open the train tunnel from the security booth there, and I'll come out and jump on.
Which brings up sort of a weird mental image of, since Sinclair is supposed to be on the train with you, like, what are they doing? Just like chilling out and playing cards, or? That's just kind of like funny to me to think about. There's Sinclair. Man, is he fat.
You and me, kid, we're going places.
So anyway, he jumps on the train, then Lamb sends a bunch of splicers after you, and you're forced to listen to her incredibly pretentious, annoying voice again. I mean, look at that little picture that she has. She just looks like, you know, Real Housewives of Rapture. Why doesn't that splicer actually hit the window with her golf club?
Lamb was waiting for us. Come out shooting and start the train.
Alright, so we get out of here and jump on the train. See you later, fuckers. So that's all for this level, and I will see you guys next time on level 4, Popper's Drop.